Hello, this is Sophia, and I'm coming to you from about an hour away from my usual location. Because I'm here at the Hilton in Knoxville, and I'm basically here in order to help my mom out with a certain meeting that she's helping to staff. And, but I hope I will be able to get this video in on time to Equally Awesome. Um, Bob, um, I know you're the first person who I should ask if I were to, whose question I should answer if I were going in chronological order, which I usually do. However, since my answer to your question flows straight into my question, I think I'll answer yours last. Megan, you asked what our favorite self-full activity is, and I also like the way that you made clear the difference between self-full and selfish. Um, and pretty much the same as win-win, I'll say that my favorite self-full activity is transitioning, um, which I'd say is answer you'll get from pretty much any transsexual woman who's accepted herself. And the reason for that is because being yourself is a very important thing. The main difference between me and Win-Win is that her transition's pretty much complete while mine is still a work in progress. Win-Win, you asked if I could make any one part of my body robotic, what would it be? My answer is that at first I couldn't think of any part of my body that I'd want robotic. I actually would balk at the idea. But then I remembered my back's been messed up for about 3 years, making it very difficult for me to sleep. If I could replace not necessarily my whole back, but the messed up parts of my back with robotic parts that'll do the job correctly, that would be nice. That way I'd be able to sleep well at night without being woken up in the middle by back pain. Mark, you asked who our crushes are, and I kind of got the impression that you meant celebrity crushes. And the answer is that I don't really have any celebrity crushes. I mean, pretty much it could be because I don't have TV, but I really don't have any celebrity crush. Now, Bob, back to your question. You asked what our favorite sci-fi movie is, as well as my favorite movie of a different genre. And as for my favorite sci-fi movie, I'd have to say Star Wars. And I know technically it's 6 movies and not one, but let's pretend that it's one very, 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 very long movie. And it's because since the Jedi discipline's been such a major part of my life, I'd say that that means that the movie which gave the discipline a name and thereby allowed the Jedi community to form is a very important movie for me. And as for my favorite non-sci-fi movie, I'd say Girl Play, and I saw it last weekend with my friend Bree, and it's a nice break from all the heteronormative stuff that Hollywood keeps shoving down our throats. But here's one thing that was very very watershed of self-revelation to me was the scene where Robin described a crush she had when she was young on a certain girl she knew from school. And here's the thing is that the way she described that crush, it's very different from what you see in movies where heterosexual boys describe their crushes on girls. And that really resonated, but it still really resonated with the way I always was attracted to girls. And I've mentioned before how I always was attracted to girls, but not the same way that guys were. As one of the signs that was painfully obvious that I kind of ignored. But also, it was when it was also not. This was kind of a reinforcement of what I realized when I heard a song by Katy Perry, and just all these references to differences between the way lesbian women are attracted to women and the way straight men are, kind of is what made it clear that my orientation isn't just the side effect of male hormones that will change once I'm on hormone therapy for a while, or that will change when I'm living in the female role for long enough. By the way, I've been full-time for well over a year, since May 2007. It made it clear that just simply the reason I'm attracted to women is because that's who I am. But here the thing is, I know I seem like I'm very preoccupied about things that help me discover myself, and I know that might set me apart a bit from the other three people here who realize where they are on the LGBT spectrum but aren't like as consumed with it as I am. But the thing is that I think this is partly as a result of the fact that many of the people here have accepted themselves for a very long time, while me, I fairly recently made the decision to accept myself for who I am, and therefore this whole self-acceptance thing is a lot newer for me than it might be for others. And that's an impression that I give off. I feel I give off the impression of being too obsessed with where I am on the LGBT spectrum is an impression that I think I give off, which is a false impression that I wish I didn't give off. And so that brings me into my question. And my question is there any impression that you feel you give off that you feel is a false impression that you wish you didn't give off? Well, anyways, that's all I have to say for now. Talk to you later. Bye!